Hey everybody, and welcome back to Toy Picker Infinity's Toy Channel. And I hope everybody's having a great week and a good Monday. And today I am jumping back into my Godaikin robots with a very special one. I have waited quite a few years to do a video or a short review on this set, because it took me a while to acquire what's on the right-hand side of the camera, which is Godaikin Force's Goggle Caesar. And the Goggle Caesar is the transport ship that carries Goggle 5. Goggle 5, of course, is very well known in the Godaikin set and also in the Sentai, or the Japanese version of the Power Rangers series, as Goggle 5 was one of the most popular Sentai or Power Ranger Megazords in Japan when it came out. But Goggle 5 itself, even though it has a jet on the team, the whole team can't fly by itself because the other two vehicles is a tank and a truck, or a dump truck, that is. And so that's where Goggle Caesar comes in. Goggle Caesar is the carrier. And this is the DX carrier for Goggle Caesar, which means this is for the large size, or also called the big scale Goggle Caesar. And this one is totally complete. And I've already done a review on my Machine Man shuttle base. And as I said, shuttle base is one of the two rarest vehicle carriers to get a hold of in all of the Popy and Godaikin toys. And out of the Godaikin series, the shuttle base and the Goggle Caesar are the two most difficult to get a hold of, because the Goggle Caesar came out in the last year Godaikins were being shipped into the United States, just like the shuttle base. So it's pretty rare to have this set with the Goggle 5, but here I've got it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, like I said, this one is complete. The directions and the instruction booklet is down here. This is also a comic book, and the comic folds out into the catalog. Some of the other Godaikin Forces have a poster, but this one comes with a comic, and instead it's also the catalog. So it differs just a little bit in some of the other Godaikin Forces stuff you'll find. And then this is Goggle Caesar. This is the carrier ship. As you can see on the back end, I mean, it looks like a big flying shuttle tank, but it has humongous jet engines on the back, you know, and it looks very much like a typical anime, Japanese anime carrier ship that they would have in their cartoons, such as like Robotech or Star Blazers, or other called Space Battleship Yamato or Captain Harlock. But it's a very typical carrier for space, and this is what Goggle Caesar carries in. There are 1, 2, and 3 pods for the carrier, and those actually hold the Goggle 5 vehicles. And I have my Goggle 5 set sitting over here, and I'll do a review separately on him just because there's a little bit more to him than I have time. But on the back end here, there's a bunch of levers. So each of these levers does something, which is one of the gimmicks for the toys. But wait, before I get to those, on the front end is the missile launcher. So this packet's never been opened. I haven't opened it yet. It comes with all the missiles. Comes with the very, very rare chrome antennas that go on the side. Most people that even own these don't even have the antennas because they usually get lost or broken really easy. This set, they're mint. Never been opened. So I thought about opening them for this video just so I could show you what it looks like with the antenna on, but I decided not to do it. But on the picture here, they show the antenna on the front on the box, and then on the top, they also have a picture with the antenna on the top. I guess it just gives it a little more style on the top of the robot, or on the top of the carrier when you put the antenna on. But you put these big rockets in, and the big rockets can shoot off. These are the exact same rockets that Tetsujin 28 uses, except they're in yellow. So again, like I kind of joked around on one of my other videos, if you lose Tetsujin 28 missiles, you can use some of these and paint them red for Tetsujin. But then again, the missiles for this are almost just as rare. Okay, so back to the levers here. So each of these levers, I'm going to turn around here so you can see what happens. Each of these levers, as you touch them, they spring load the ramps out. And so the ramps are to slide the cars out. So on the second level, there's levers above that, and each of those slide each of the carts out. And so in the TV show in Japan, that's exactly when this thing landed and the carts dropped right out the side, and out comes Goggle 5. And usually Goggle 5 would come out in vehicle mode first and do a little fighting in vehicle mode before transforming into its giant robot mode, which of course, as we know, all Japanese robot shows with transforming robots, that's exactly what they do. They'll fight in their vehicle modes for a little bit, and then they'll transform into their robot mode. So all of these fit in here pretty good. The tank out of all of these, the tank in the number 2 container, it's a really, really tight fit. So you want to be careful putting your tank on the inside of container 2 because it actually can rub on the sides. This is probably only the second time I've ever stuck the tank in here since getting it, and I've only had this for just a few days. So, you know, be careful putting your tank in container 2 because the tank is almost wider than they made the container. Now the jet has to stay folded up. You pretty much have to fold up the jet in order to get it to fit in here. Don't forget to put your landing gear down. But the jet slides in pretty easy, and there's room. I mean, it could bang on the sides, I guess, but, you know, it has much more room. And same with the goggle dump. They made the box number 3. Actually, the truck fits in here pretty good and actually snug. Even though it barely touches the sides, the wheels keep the paint from bumping up against the edges. So not too bad at all. But this is one of the coolest carriers besides the shuttle base, as it has these really cool gimmicks that release the vehicles out so then you can play with them. And then, of course, the vehicles will transform into this big guy over here once he gets into fighting. But I'll do a separate review on that. So this is the Godaikin Forces, Goggle Caesar, the second most rare carrier to get a hold of for the Godaikin Forces. And if you guys have any questions or comments, leave it in the bubble below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you for sticking with Toy Picker Infinity to check out my awesome toys. All right, happy Monday and have a good week.